Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, The Collector's Oasis. Here we have the 2022 LEGO Icons Back to the Future Time Machine set. It's number 10300. It includes 1,872 pieces and 2 figures, Doc Brown and Marty McFly. And it retails for $199.99. And I believe the original price before the increase was $169.99. This set is absolutely phenomenal. I am a huge Back to the Future fan, so I had to have this. It took me so long to finally find this set online or in stores to get it. When this first came out, it was impossible to get. Like, I literally just got this late last year. It took me almost an entire year to get this. It was ridiculous. And what pisses me off more, I couldn't buy it for the original retail price. I believe, like I said with the start of the video, I believe this was $169.99, so $170, I believe. It was either $160 or $170, around there, and I couldn't get it for original price. I was forced to buy it for $200, $199.99, and it completely pissed me off because, yeah, blah, 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 with the whole Lego price increase and BS, and like, it's just ridiculous. Whatever the reason of all these stupid price increases, I don't find it fair how Lego had this impossible to get for months. And then as soon as they get it back in stock, it's $30 or $40 more. Really? You're kidding me. I couldn't even get this for original retail price. And as soon as I was able to get it, it was more expensive. And even when they increased the price, I still couldn't get it. It took me months to find this. And then out of the blue, when I wasn't even looking for this, when I went to the Lego store, I found it. I could not skip it. I had to get it when I found it because it's impossible to get. And ever since I found this bad boy has been easy to get. I absolutely love this set. The original price, I don't really think this should be more than like $120. It's not that big. Like, here's my hands. It's very small. Yeah, it has almost 2,000 pieces. But I don't think this should be more than $120 max. Paying $200, I had to get it because I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the movies, but I'm more a fan of the vehicle. $170, not really worth it, but $200, yeah, that's just stretching it, but I had to have it. I love the movies, mainly part 1. Part 2 is pretty cool. Part 3 is okay. But what's funny, I became a fan of this vehicle because of the book Ready Player One. That's where I always knew this vehicle, but I became a fan of the vehicle because of the book Ready Player One. So watching the movies, I was already a fan of the vehicle, and then I just became a fan of the movies. The plaque is great. The figures are amazing. All the side builds are to go to the vehicle for you can have it look like part 1 or part 2. This stuff is for part 3, and then this stuff is for part 2. Right now, it's in the part 1 configuration. So let's get the vehicle out of here and let me go over the simple side builds before I get to the main show. So to start, we have the tech plate and then the 2 figures. The tech plate here says Back to the Future with the time machine, probably time traveling, the time machine, manufacturer, Dr. E. Brown Enterprises, year 1985, power 1.21 gigawatts, fuel plutonium, and activation speed 88 miles per hour. Unfortunately, that's a sticker, but it wasn't too difficult to get on. It's on just a 2 by, I don't know, 2 by 12, 2 by 16 plate. And then the plate itself, the tech plate, is on these newer style bracket pieces. And then the figures are fantastic, both based on part 2 because of the future boots and then his trench coat. His boots were getting a lot of hate because of the blue, how the boots aren't fully connected, but honestly, it doesn't really bug me. I like the leg printing. I like the torso printing. I think the hair and face fits them, even though a lot of people don't. And then the back, I like the back torso printing. Unfortunately, awesome boots. There's no dual molded legs. Doc Brown is awesome. I love the legs. The torso's great. The smooth transition to both pieces. I love his face and then the hair. And then the back printing looks awesome as well. And then for both of their back face printing, so you get the front for both of them, and then the back for both of them, and then the iconic shocked Doc Brown expression, and then putting their hair pieces back on. Yeah, I really like the stand, and then I love the 2 figures. Then these accessories, you get 4 rims for the part 3 style of rims. So you have a silver dish and a red dish on a white rim with a Technic pin, and then you have to physically take the wheels off of the Delorean and take the tires off of the wheels on it now and put them on here. And you get 4 of them in the same part 3 style. These look pretty cool. I was never a fan of these in the movie, so I'm not going to use them. They're kind of a pain when displaying the vehicle because there's nowhere to put it. I wish this kind of had like technicals to put these on, but there's really nowhere to put these, so I kind of just set them aside because I'm probably never going to use them. But if you want to, and you like part 3 the best, they give you the option, which is great. And then for part 2, you have this little built-up cover that goes on the back of the vehicle that goes around the energy source to work with this piece. So you would basically kind of have this on the back of the vehicle if you want the part 2 look. I like part 1 the best, so I'm not going to use this, but I'm glad they include it for if you want any look you want. Also for part 2, you get Mr. Fusion. I forgot what this was, so I'm glad the sticker tells you what it was. Then you get this piece that goes into, like I just showed you, the little tray. I don't remember what way it goes. And then you have this red skeleton foot, and then you have a droid arm, so you lift down the skeleton arm, and then you lift this up. There's a banana, and then like a soda or something. Yeah, soda can, which is funny. And then you can just close it with the dish, and then you have a translucent round 1x1, and then you have a Mr. Fusion sticker on both sides, some tiles, and then this is a big cauldron. So this is pretty cool. I like this assembly. And then the last side build is this build for part 3. This goes on the hood of the DeLorean to be like more Western-ish. So you have these pieces that go to the side of the car, and then you have this giant like basket looking thing to go on the hood. This is not fully assembled because you have to use pieces that I'm using now for part 1 for part 3. So here you have these cool candle pieces in silver. You have the Harry Potter, what was the name? Like the root beer float glass butterbeer glass, which is cool. Then you have a clip here, some greebling throughout. But yeah, this is pretty simple. And then on this one, you have some more greebling, translucent cylinder, and then a paint roller. And this would look more finished if I had the rest of the parts, but since I'm not using this, I don't care if it's not complete because I'm using the parts for the version I want. And now onto the DeLorean itself. This set is so amazing. This is so good. Everything about it is almost perfection, if not perfection. The only thing that could have been better is if all the gray was this silver. But even without that, it looks amazing. It is so good. This is one of my favorite sets ever, easily in my top 20 because I love this vehicle. I just love it. Right now, it's in the part 1 configuration with the lightning rod, with this build, with the license plate, and with a few other features. So this is the style I'm going to be displaying it as. So getting up close, you have the rims, which are prints on all 4 rims. Then you have the cable that goes all the way down. And then you have some of the sand blue. You have the awesome hood. And then you have the bumper. DMC, that's a print. You have some translucent lights. You have a silver bumper, which is great. And I love this feature, the translucent blue all the way through. You got bumper. These are a feature when I will get to in a little bit. And then you have some more sand blue. You have another cable, another printed rim. And then you have the door section with the cable going all the way through and up. And then you have the cut for the door. You have the silver bar for the bottom of the car. Back here, another printed rim. Then you have the silver bit that goes all the way up. Some more translucent blue. You got some detail and greebling here. Some blue cylinders. You got some sand green like unicorn horns and detail. Some silver cheese slopes. The gray body of the car that goes down. And then going over here, you have the amazing rear lights. This looks so good. I love the curve. And then you have this bit that goes down from here. And over here, you have more on this side. And I'm using the license plate California out of time. And then the big, I don't know what these are. Like these are like engines or like thrusters or whatever makes it work. These look really cool. You have another rear light, which is an amazing build. And then you have this on this side, some greebling and red cylinders. And then you have the same door detail like on the other side. And then going on the top, you have the hood, the exclusive amazing windshield that came protected. The top, these are the doors. And then you have all of this detail and greebling. And then going in the back, which is crazy detail, you have these hoses. And then you have this like engine or compartment that makes it work, like Mr. Fusion, but this is part 1. You have these greebling down here. You have this weird thing here. You have more hoses on these sides, and then if you look down, there's more hoses even farther. Some sand green. This is actually on a rubber piece. If you push it down, it lights up on the inside, so that's a light brick if you can see it. That light brick is for a feature on the inside, which is amazing. I will get to soon. But yeah, this entire back is phenomenal. It just looks amazing. Everything about this is amazing, from the sides, from the bottom. So you have these rubber bands on all four. Then this bar does a feature. Since I'm here, these wheels can go in flight mode. That's what these translucent bricks are for that I pointed out earlier. So even if it's in part 1 mode, you can still use the part 2 flying feature. So if you take this bar and flip it, you heard them flip, all the wheels are now facing almost straight down. There's a slight curve. Actually, they're almost straight. So when you flip it, now it's on those translucent bricks. If you can tell, these bricks are lower than the wheels. So now it's actually in a hover mode, and this is amazing. I'm tempted to display it like this now. I was just displaying it in wheel mode, but now this just looks great. I love this. Even though part 1, it didn't do this, you can easily mix part 1 and the flying feature together and do what you want with it. And then you take this again, flip it back, and now it's in roll mode. And driving it and rolling it, it rolls perfectly, even with how big this is. And now, for the doors, everyone complains that the doors do not stay open. On mine stay up and open. Obviously, probably not forever, but like a lot of reviewers were saying, if you open both doors, they don't stay up like this. They instantly fall, or they eventually fall like here. Banging the table, banging this. They're slightly moving, but they're not falling. I don't know if I built it correctly compared to everyone else. I don't know if I just got lucky with my copy and my bricks, but you see, they're not falling. So that's not a complaint for me. The doors, I love this look. I don't have any complaints about the doors. So all the other reviewers and all the other people complaining about the doors, I'm not sure. Mine works. They don't fall. It's still not falling. Still not falling. Now they're slowly falling a little bit more, but they work. I'm not sure why mine work compared to everyone else's, but I'm not complaining. And then for the hood, you have to pull this up and then lift it up. So you have the trunk of the car. It is a little tricky to open it. It takes some wiggle room, but I just cut my nails, so I have no nails. And then in the trunk, you actually have room for some stuff. So the pink thing is a hoverboard. Hoverboard, this is a sticker. This looks great. And then these are to make it look like they hover. So this is in scale with the Delorean, not the figures, because when you get the figures, yeah, the hoverboard is practically a surfboard. So what I like they did, they made this to scale with the Delorean, and I actually really like that. No, there we go. And then the other thing is Doc Brown's, come on, plutonium handle with care case sticker, and then 2 stickers here. Shows danger, radiation, and then there's a hinge. So if you open, well, don't mind this, but you have 2 pieces of plutonium, the 2 orange translucent pieces, that's plutonium. And then you also saw in here that I just stored in here, I believe this is the part, yeah, this is the part 2 license plate piece with a sticker. Unfortunately, I made my sticker a little crooked. That's the main reason I'm not using it, but I like part 1 better, so that's why I'm using the out of time one. But you have California 2015. Man, I can't believe 2015 was so long ago at this point. What, 8 years ago? That's crazy. So since there was room in here, I just stored it in there since there's no other storage compartment in here. And if you leave the stuff out, it doesn't look too bad aside from the light gray studs right there. But I'm pretty sure most people would store stuff in there. And then to put the hood down, you kind of just shimmy it and then slowly wedge it down and then kind of snaps in place. There's a little crack, but you can't even tell that opens, honestly. And then for the doors, on this side, you have this chair, which is awesome. Doesn't really move. And then you have that control panel there, which is a typical control panel. Nothing really on the floor. They didn't really dress it up too much. And then you have, come on, focus, the steering wheel, the entire dashboard, the stick shift, and then the time travel device, which is awesome. And then if I go to the other side, hopefully I can show you the interior a little bit better. You have the dashboard on this side, and it's labeled plutonium chamber. That's probably taking indication of the time travel device. You have another control panel that's the same on both sides. And then the middle dashboard, the top one in orange says October 1st, come on, 1985, 121. The green says October 26th, 1985, 122. The yellow one says October 26th, 1985, 120. So I assume that's January 21st, 22nd, and 20th. And then you have a little control panel down there. And then above the steering wheel is like the typical gauges of speed, the speedometer, the fuel, and other things. And then back here is the capacitor. Disconnect capacitor drive before opening, shield eyes from light. This thing is awesome. So there's a grapple hook actually built in here, and this is like a window frame, and then this window was a sticker or printed, I forget. It looks like a sticker. And then this plunger over here that I mentioned earlier, if you push that, it lights up, and you can still read everything. This is amazing, just like the movie. This is probably the best feature of the set, along with all of these stickers and prints on the inside of the actual DeLorean. And then the last bit is the lightning rod with the little Bo Peep staff in black to get struck by lightning from the clock tower. But yeah, this set is absolutely amazing. Easily one of my favorite sets of all time. It's in my top 20, but it's soon going to be out of the top 20 because of the Venator and the Avengers Tower. My top 20 changes a lot, but definitely pricey. But if you're a fan of the vehicle or the movies or Ready Player One, or just anything revolving this car, you have to get it. Like, this is a beautiful set. I can't recommend it enough. I am so glad I finally got it. It took forever. The build was amazing. Not too difficult, not too easy. It was just fun. This is an amazing set. 5 out of 5, perfect. And for the amazing instruction book, This is fantastic. I love the cover. It's so cool, straight out of the movie. And then when you go through the booklet, you can pause it if you want to read it. I'll go through it all. Here's forward. And then the awesome movie stills and background information. Timeless icon. And then the next one from the design team with some blueprints and what the designer looks like. And then that's pretty much it with all the info. And then here, bag 11 is when you can decide what movie you want it from. So from top to bottom, Back to the Future Part 2, and then Back to the Future Part 3. For my preference, I like Part 1 the best, even though Part 2 is just as cool and the easiest to convert it, while Part 3 has the most converting to do. And then the back of the booklet is also straight out of the movie, and I didn't even notice this was a Lego window piece for the longest time. I thought this was the actual license plate, but it's actually the Lego piece, because if you zoom in, it says Lego Group right here. Super crazy. But yeah, this booklet is super awesome, and I'm happy to share all the awesome stuff in it with you guys. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. That will help me out a ton, and I will see you guys in the next video.